Yes, that's damn right. Take a good look at your screen. You know what I see? I see a beautiful logo. I see the Amsterdam AlakaAlpha. And you know what? The Amsterdam AlakaAlpha are returning to the YouTube. What's up guys? AlakaAlpha here, aka GCS. And you know what? I decided to revive my channel. What I'm going to do today is a draft analysis of the GE. My good friend TJ invited me to this league and he was like, okay, a lot of strong players are playing here and me and my friends should join. So a couple of my buddies joined and let's look at the lineup. The league is run by Lux and Evan, pretty well known guys in the community, also pretty strong. I know especially Evan has been in a few finals, I've seen that on my YouTube. And yeah, these other players are very good, especially highlighting my buddies, Silver Smasher, Ashy, and of course TJ. But you know, certain guys are also very known in the community, and some guys are a little less known in the community. But I'm sure they'll all turn up in this league, as you will see in the next couple of weeks. However, I've been playing a lot of Generation 7, and it's nice to go back where it all started. Of course, you can't start the Gen 6 leagues without your boy. That's why I started this shit, man. So I'm really happy and excited to be part of this league. And I must say, the draft went pretty nice, pretty well. I'm excited to show you guys my picks. Just in a second, we'll first show you what kind of draft it was. It's not your standard GBA tierings. It's a point draft, so like you want the best fucking Pokemon, you pay the highest price. That's about it. So the minimum pokes you had to have on the team is 9, so you can't only spend on 17-point Pokemon. You had to also include a little bit of cheap Pokemon, but we started with a very large budget, I must say. Usually when you do a point draft, you start with like 105. 110 maybe. We started with 125, so there's a lot of points to spend, and we definitely did spend them. So let's go right into my draft. Well, when I think of Generation 6, the Ladies gotta be on a team, man. The Ladies are amazing. Latios. Last league I joined, I had Latias, so I was like, fuck it, I'm taking Latios, the more offensive one. And look at these stats, boy. He's really, really strong. Its special attack is amazing. It's like, it has very limited amount of counters in Gen 6 as a whole, and especially in Draft League, because when I know what's coming, I can just adjust my Latios to the way it can always break or sweep, and that is just what it's going to do this entire season. Latios is an amazing Pokemon and it has just a really wide move pool in terms of coverage and support. You see the defog over here. Especially like that, considering in Generation 6 the hazard control is really poorly, so the fuck, cleaning my hazards, really nice. I didn't get sniped too much in the draft, or I was just looking at certain Pokemons that got taken from me, so I was a little bit bummed about that, but there were still amazing Pokemons left by the time the second pick came to me. I took Mega Venusaur. Well, Generation 7 has all these broken ass Z-moves, so basically you can set up and burst your Z move and basically nuke something away. Like, it's almost a guaranteed kill, right? But in Gen 6, that's not a part of the metagame. Z moves are not invented, and Mega Venusaur is an absolute tank. There are very, very few Pokemon who can actually take on Mega Venusaur. It's amazing in the bulky spectrum, but it also packs a punch. Don't sleep on offensive Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur was a great pick, definitely the best grass type you could pick, and yeah, being able to already cover one of its weaknesses with Latios being the psychic weakness is very nice. In the third round, I noticed a lot of the fairies went. Of course, the first 3 picks you see, Latios, Mega Venusaur, and Florges all absolutely suck versus steel types. But you know what? I had to go with the Florges, long-term thinking, boys, because there are not a lot of fairies, and if you want a good fairy, you gotta take it early. So like my team currently was like super weak to certain typings and didn't deal with steel types at all, but we patched that later. But it's great to have a fairy, and Fortress is just like amazing special defense. Like on the special side, we're good. Like every special attacker can suck it versus Fortress. Fortress will always take the hit and recover up, or just wish up, or set up on its face. Like it's amazing in that sense. And also gave me a heal bell, which is also very important on a team in my opinion, because like if for some reason my Latios get paralyzed and it's slower than other shit, it has a harder time in breaking everything apart. But you know what? Fortress is like, yeah, let me just clear that status with heal bell, and Latios is in prime condition again. So I really like that aspect of it. And also starting a little dragon fairy steel core is already very, very nice. A lot of people are doing that, but I came to notice, even though a fire water grass core would have been better in general because they don't just lose to steel types. Everyone was like, okay, let's start with the fairy dragon steel core because the dragons are the most expensive and the fairies are very scarce, so that's probably why people did it. But I was like, I'm not picking my steel. I'm not picking my steel yet because I've seen almost everybody pick their steel, and I was like, yeah, the steel I'm looking at will probably last, and I can just dive in my bulky water right now. And my Lodic is like, when you think of a bulky water, that the definition of a bulky water, that's my Lodic. My Lodic with its very reliable recovery, haste to counter any setup, it's amazing. Also its ability, Marvel skill, you all know what it does. When status, defense is almost doubled, so like it will take every hit and it will sit there forever and recover together with Mega Venusaur. Like you can't break these two. This is amazing. These two are like unbreakable together, and they basically glue the entire team together. And yeah, I can just bring a defensive core of 2 pokes and basically wall every Pokemon on the opposing team, so that's really sweet. Well, next up, picked the legendary dog Raikou. And what I especially liked about Raikou is its speed tier. It doesn't really complete any cores because like I was lacking 1 Pokemon to complete a fire water grass core or a dragon fairy steel core, but I picked neither a fairy nor a steel. I picked Raikou because the flying resist is really important, and just in this gen flying spam was like a big thing, and having Raikou around is really nice versus that. Also, it has a great speed tier. 115 is like a really solid speed tier to hit, because most Pokemon, like in general speaking, you want focus around base 100, right? That's pretty solid speed tier. Everything above 100 is really solid, and Raikou has like 15 points above that, so that's really solid. Like the only Pokemons that are faster than that are like Mega Pokemon or something like Alakazam, Dugtrio, or the extremely fast Pokemon. Next up, I noticed a lot of people were picking their ground types, and for some reason this ground type was still around. Big Mamoswine. It's a fantastic physical attacker. That was a very important thing. My team so far has like mono special attacker. They all are special attackers, and it was nice to get some physical presence with Mamoswine. Also, the stealth rocks are very key. I didn't have any stealth rocker just yet, but I'm about to patch it up with a couple of picks later. Yeah, Mamoswine can easily run the same set every week and it still does work, because Mamoswine is fucking trash. Like nothing switches into ice and ground step. It's amazing. It hits really hard, especially if you slap a life up on it. Also, the thick fat is really nice. Like it's a thick fat core with the Mega Venusaur. Mamoswine being able to check ice types is very nice. I think it will do very well on this team. Next up, one of my favorite Pokemons ever, Cobalion. Some people might not know it, but Generation 7 I splashed Cobalion around like every team. It's a fucking fantastic Pokemon. Unfortunately, no Z moves for it. That really helped it break or sweep teams, but even without Z moves, it can still sweep with like Swords Dances or Rock Polishes up. Its stabs, like Fighting and Steel Step, are just like so incredibly spammable, and there's nothing that really resists it. Like only bulky Psychic types can kind of take it on, and then there's Latios to take advantage of that, or just Mamoswine who blows who blows everything away. So awesome. Also another stealth rocker and a little momentum core with Raikou in the double volt switch. So I really like that. Great support Pokemon. Great speed tier as well. Like I told you guys before, you want to have base 100 or higher. Cobalion fits that mark. 108 is very solid. Its defensive stat is also really cool. And now I have completed my Fairy Dragon Steel core. I have the Latios, the Florges, and Cobalion. Get back to that later. So, because we had such a large budget, I was actually able to afford some sort of sleeper pick. Like it has a very high price because Bisharp is like the best dark type there is. Not necessarily say the best dark type, but it is really fucking good. But a lot of people never take it because like when they want a steel type, they want a bulkier steel type, and like Bisharp is pretty expensive, and usually people spend on other Pokemons because they are just a little bit better. But because we had such a high budget, and for some reason the best dark type was still there in my opinion, so I was like, fuck yes, a dark type is amazing. Because like I told you guys before, psychic types are a bit of an issue for Cobalion, but primarily for Mega Venusaur. It's like the only weakness it has besides the flying weakness, and flying types don't do too well considering I have a Raikou and a Mamoswine who basically blows every flying type away. Cobalion can kind of take them on as well. But you know, the psychic types are really no issue because Bisharp has a phenomenal attack set, and yeah, just the dual typing of Dark and Steel is amazing because not only doesn't it make me weak to Fairy, it basically only makes me really weak to incoming Focus Blast or something like that, but I got a lot of good fighting resist. And being able to Pursuit, Knock Off, or Sucker Punch every psychic type, they absolutely hate it. For the faster psychic types, we have Sucker Punch, nice priority. For some frailer psychic types, we also have the Pursuit. If they want to switch out, we can catch them and kill them still. For the really bulky psychic types, you can knock off and get rid of their item or just like severely weaken them, and that's awesome. Also, the Defiant ability is really nice. If I do manage to spam hazards and they want to get rid of it because they have a Talonflame, for example, like a Pokemon that's very weak to rocks, you can capitalize on that with the Defiant and get a free +2 attack. And yeah, you don't want to face a Bisharp with +2 attack. Also, fun fact, Sucker Punch is still a little bit stronger in Gen 6. In Gen 7 it got a little bit nerfed, but like in Gen 6, Sucker Punch is really tough to deal with. I basically spent like all of my points on the first Pokemon, so I kind of had to dip a little bit in points, so I took Golbat for only 5 points. But you know what, Golbat is amazing. I needed some sort of hazard remover, I felt like, because if I want to rely on Milotic, like a Venusaur, and don't want to hazard continually chipping away on them, Golbat can easily capitalize on that. Also, because Mega Venusaur is part Poison type, which makes the Grass type not resist ground. Basically what I'm trying to say, I don't really have a ground resist. Golbat just doesn't care about any ground type. It can wall every ground type like forever. Get rid of the rocks, give me momentum that way, and just let me get in offensive gears and basically push back every offensive threat. So like, got that cleared. Golbat really nice, good bulky Pokemon. That's really nice considering fighting types are so strong versus a couple Pokemon like Mamoswine, Cobalion, and Bisharp all hate to face fighting types. Golbat can really help with that. Of course, Latios, Mega Venusaur, and Florges can as well, but you know, like, they don't want to take every hit, and just releasing some pressure of them and have Golbat take on the really bulky fighting types is just amazing. And yeah, basically I had only 11 points left, and I was like, okay, I can spend these last points on quality Pokemon and like kind of help support my team a little bit more. But then I just saw this Pokemon Chandler, and I was like, of course I gotta take this, man. This is my absolute favorite Generation 6 Draft League Pokemon. Like what Gen 7 was with Cobalion. I splash this on around every team. Chandler was on Generation 6. I use this on every fucking team. I have a ton of experience with it. And like, I don't know, it's just really, really nice to use a familiar Pokemon again. I'm so excited for this Pokemon. It's just great what it does. It gives me a growth and fire type. It is crazy hard to switch into it. Like, there isn't really a certain typing that really can deal with Chandler defensively. Like, offensively, sure. Offensively, you can beat it, but defensively, it's so tough to switch in, especially considering this massive special attack set. Like, only legendary Pokemon or certain Megas have a stronger special attack set with like 155. Is 145 is really fucking strong. And yeah, that basically rounds up my draft. So take a step back. I have here my Firewater Grass Core, or yeah, this is really solid. All special attackers, but they're really bulky with a solid breaker. They absolutely work well together. And I have my Dragon Fairy Steel Core. I really love the synergy between all these as well, because Latios is a very strong attacker. Special hits, Fortress doesn't care about. Physical hits, Cobalion doesn't care about, and they all deliver a good amount of pressure. Same with these guys. And then we have an underrated core in Psychic Fighting Dark, and yeah, these Pokemon, they might share a lot of weaknesses, but offensively, holy shit. These three together can really fuck up every draft. So that's amazing. And yeah, of course I don't want to like fully analyze my draft, because, you know, my opponents can figure out the weaknesses itself. It's not a perfect draft, but it's a very fun draft. I'm really excited to see how well we do, but I'm very sure we do really well. I think we have one of the strongest drafts in the league. Besides my mates, all my friends also had a really strong draft, and yeah, we're just gonna fuck everybody up. That's about it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.